BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
So, because of that old pandemic, we had to record this out of the studio today. So the audio is going to sound a bit different, but different's good. Let's go. Alright, this is the Yungblud podcast, so turn up that volume. Today I have such an incredible guest coming on the show, one of my favourite artists out there, and has been probably one of my favourite artists for the past 5 years. It's Olly Alexander, superstar from years and years, activist and film star. I'm so excited about this conversation. I think he's incredible. Let's go. Oh yeah, by the way, there's probably swearing, so I just needed to warn you. Love ya! So, today I am with the beautiful, the wonderful, the nutcase that is Olly Alexander, and I am so excited. How are you?
Yay! I'm good. I'm so happy to be here with you, Tom. Ooh.
Dude, it's amazing. You look so cute today in your little cardigan.
Thank you. I wanted to dress up especially for you because I knew you'd be coming with a look and you haven't disappointed me. I love this hat.
I just got this weird hat the other day, and I'm kind of not taking it off. For anyone, obviously, because you can't see me right now, I'm wearing a hat that's like, I look a little bit like a mushroom, but it's got like a bit of fur on it, and it's checkered and kind of punk. But I was like, it's a vibe. I couldn't wait to have you on this podcast. We met at Graham Norton, and I was kind of freaking out because I think you are absolutely brilliant. Even since the start of my career, I've looked up to you, and I've taking inspiration from you, like without jerking each other too much. But I was literally like, I first found you obviously with the Communion album, and I obviously grew up on rock and roll music and punk, and you were one of the first artists who kind of allowed me to drop that insecurity of I'm gonna listen to what I want as long as it's good, because you were talking about things and you were talking about real things and real problems, and I was like, oh shit, pop music isn't bad. You know what I mean? So I commend you for that. And then secondly, I found you from your incredible speech at Glasgow, and I was like, when I was forming Yungblud, I was like, that's what I want, because not many people got it. I was like, that's it right there. That is it right there. An artist connecting to people firsthand. I love what you do. Can you tell me a little bit about how Olly Alexander got from home to global activist?
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you so much for that introduction. That was really, really nice. And I'm so happy that you like the band and you like the music. That's really sweet, so thank you. And I'm amazed to see all the stuff that you're doing, man, honestly. And I can really see how your presence on stage is like that. You're the kind of frontman that does that too, so that's cool. I would say I definitely have. It's not like I started out 10 years ago and thought like, okay, I'm going to become this kind of singer that does and says this stuff, like stands up for these issues, really puts himself out there. I never really expected to be that person. It kind of happened like step by step, but I always it was always super, super important to me that if I was going to do something, if I was ever going to make music or I was going to stand on a stage, like that is the one opportunity for me to feel like myself and like do it how I want to, do it, so like that was always the most important thing. So like being kind of like vocal about mental health and being gay was kind of like natural to me, because it was just like, that was all part of my work too. That was like who I was. And that's why I wanted to put like center stage, like that was the most important thing to me. And then the other stuff kind of like follows on. So I don't know, it's like such a process. And then once you start to build a fan base, sorry, I'm like really rambling.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm listening because I'm a fan, and I'm like listening to be like, okay, cool, sick. So yeah, keep rambling. Ramble away, baby.
Thanks, babe. I think, I never expected to have a fan base that was so supportive of the things that I was saying. And I never expected the reaction that I would have, how much, if you share something that, if you're honest about your vulnerabilities and your insecurities, and your audience really, really responds to that because they've got so much of their own and they want to talk about it too. They're so happy to see it. So to talk about it, you know what I mean? So like that, experiencing that really helped me so much kind of come out of my own shell and be like, oh, okay, well, if people do want to hear this, are willing to hear this and talk about it too, then maybe I will say a bit more. Do you know what I mean?
It's such a mental moment, isn't it? When you kind of get that response back, when you've been shouting into like a black void for so long. You've been like screaming into a dark room about being like, this is who I am. I don't know who I am yet. People don't like me for who I am. I don't know what my route's going to be. My friends don't quite get it, blah, 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 screaming. And then someone just kind of pops straight out of the woodwork and goes, oh, all right, me too. You're like, fuck. And then someone else does that. And someone else does that. And someone else does that. And it just grows. And that's what I was buzzing to chat about. Because I think there's a lot of similarities with our kind of careers, because for me, you seem like an artist that's culture first, then music. That's why you do film. That's why you do fashion. That's why you talk. That's why you're an activist. Because that's very much like me. I always kind of go like, the music's almost the soundtrack to what I've got to say, instead of what I got to say is been wrapped up in the music. How was your childhood? Been like who you are? Where are you from originally? I don't know that. That's so crazy.
Oh, so, okay, I was born in Yorkshire, and I grew up between, first 7 years.
How did I not know that? I'm from Yorkshire. I'm dead right now.
Yeah, well, I had a northern accent up until I was like 8 years old, because then we moved to the southwest in the Forest of Dean in Gloucestershire, and like the kids picked on me for my northern accent, so I changed it.
Oh, mate, you were just a Yorkshire pudding in a land of cider, weren't you?
That's me. That was me all over. But yeah, I grew up. That's where I grew up. And but I moved to London when I was 18. Like you said, I always felt like a misfit, but I didn't really know like what I wanted to say, how I wanted to come out. Like I wasn't comfortable with myself or my sexuality, right, for a long time. And I think people sometimes are a bit surprised now, because I'm such like an out person, and I'm like, I do all this like crazy stuff on stage, but it took me a really long time to get to where I am, and I think it's different for everybody, but I just hope people know that like if they're not there themselves, like that doesn't mean they're not going to get there someday, or like it's just going to look different for them, and like however they want to do it, express themselves, because that's what it's about, I think.
100%. And I was actually speaking to someone the other day. I was like, when it comes to like music and when it comes to art or whatever, never follow what everyone else is doing. Never be a part of a trend, because trends are made to die. That's legitimately the explanation of a trend. And it's like, if you are doing what's now, you're already late. You know what I mean? And it's just like, if you are out there and you are struggling to be who you are, no matter what that is, honestly, take a breath, listen to this, listen to words, because me and Olly were the same kind of look. We were looking up at the ceiling in our bedrooms going, how the fuck do I tell the world who I am? And then we somehow, by hook or by crook, figured it out. And you will too, I promise you. So, obviously, I was going to bring this up because the whole world's talking about it. It's a sin. What an amazing thing. I need to confess, I booked out this weekend to binge watch the whole series, because I wanted to speak to Olly Alexander and then watch the whole thing. But all my friends are at home going, this is the most emotional, funny, gut-wrenching experience ever. And it's highlighting a subject that needs to be talked about in this modern generation because of like modern medicine and blah, 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 etc., etc. We didn't feel that pain, and that's something that should never be forgotten.
Right, you're so right. Like, a lot of people watch this show, it's a sin, and, they might not necessarily have had any idea that, like, this was the reality for gay people in the 1980s. You know what I mean? There was a lot of homophobia, a lot of stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS, and people were just, a lot of it was brushed under the carpet, so it's no wonder, like, a lot of people, don't necessarily know that much about this period in history, which is, fine, because why would you? But why it's also so important to go back and kind of, like, look at it, because it's such like an important time, and not just for gay people and queer people, but for all of us to understand like how this virus suddenly appeared and changed the lives of a whole community around the world, communities forever, So so it was like it's been amazing, like to be a part of that show. Do you know what I mean? Like it's something I care about so much, and I'm so happy that it's had the response.
It was so. I was speaking to. I always like sometimes speak to my fans on Instagram on a DM, and I was that they brought up that show because it was a lesbian girl from Poland, and she said something so incredible. She said that show gave her hope because now we look at that with such look how far we've come in the UK. She was like, I hope I'm watching that with my kids in 20 years going, look at what we did in Poland. Because that is some people's reality right now. And I was just like, that is just insane to me.
That's amazing.
What was the process of the filming like? I bet you became best mates with the whole cast.
Oh, yes. Like, honestly, they're the best bunch of people ever. We got on so well. I love them so much. Like, we're still best mates, and we WhatsApp each other all the time. Like, and, you know, you watch a show and you'll fall in love with every single one of them because their performances are amazing, but they're just great people. You know, I feel like you can tell through the screen that they're like such great people. You know, I'm so lucky that I got to work with them. You know,
I think it kind of does radiate in like the stuff in the clips I've seen. It does really radiate, and I can't wait. Like when I watch a series, like if it's something like that, when a new series of Peaky Blinders comes out, I literally tell my team, I need you to block out a weekend for me because I need to watch it in order. Like, I do not want to go to normal life. Because I'm in the studio going, oh, shit, what if Tommy dies tonight? And everyone's like, hello, you need to sing right now.
No, I get it. Well, let me know what you think. You'll need tissues, like...
No, dude, I've bought tissues, a case of beer, and literally got everyone on run for Mackie's orders just all weekend, so I just can't wait.
So you're sorted. Would you want to be acting anything? Like, you're an actor too now, I feel like.
I started there, so I would absolutely. So if you've got an idea, then just DM me. Do you know what I mean? I would absolutely. It's absolutely my dream to get into acting. I've been writing a lot, and there's actually something in development which good old Olly Alexander's just got it out of me. I've been keeping it a secret for so long. There's actually something in development which doesn't have me in it, but I wrote it, and I think I'm going to be kind of directing it.
That's so exciting! Oh my god!
It's actually in the diary to be shot, so it's like crazy.
Wow!
But we definitely have to do something together, whether it be music or film or anything. Dude, I absolutely agree.
Definitely.
Are you in London right now?
Yeah, I am.
I can't wait for London to be freed up.
Nice.
London in the summer is just the best thing in the world.
It really is. It's the best. And everyone's so happy because it's like quite rare to have, you know, nice, lovely days in London. So it's like such a party atmosphere. Everyone loses their mind, like takes their tops off.
Yeah, and fingers crossed everyone can get vaccinated and get the hell outside. What do you think's next for you when we get back out of the pandemic? Do you reckon you're going to go on tour, write some more music, more films, more, or you're just going to be a free spirit and see what the hell happens?
Wow, I'm glad you asked, Tom, because I'm bringing out new Years and Years music very soon. So that is the next thing.
Bang! And it's dropped. Oh, man, I can't wait to hear that. What's it like? Yeah. Is it groovy? Is it different? Is it the same? Is it what, like...
It's groovy. It's up-tempo. You know, it's upbeat. I want to give people some positive... something fun to dance to. So yeah, I'm so excited. I hope you like it. Dude. Maybe I'll send it to you.
Oh, dude, send me a little DB link. I love it. Dude, it's so interesting right now, isn't it? It's like even with my music, I was just like the era for the ballad and the bedroom vibe is very much over. I think now people just want to dance and lose their mind because everyone's been in their bedroom for a year.
100, like that's exactly how I was feeling, and yeah, I'm definitely not alone. I think like there's always going to be a place for those moments, but I think for me, like I haven't wanted to do anything slow, anything ballady at all. It's been like, no, it's too fast, make it faster.
It's like everything's gonna be like far too fast, like
yeah, and insane. 220 BPM.
It's gonna be absolutely mental. I cannot wait for that day where we are back in the venues and everyone is bouncing and everyone's dancing and everyone's together. Olly, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the YB podcast. Honestly, you are literally the perfect guest for this show because of kind of what you stand for and what you say and how much fire you got in your belly. Thank you so much, man. Have you got anything you want to say to everyone out there before we say Auf Wiedersehen, or are you good?
Just, peace and love. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and thank you for having me, dude. It's been really fun, and I can't wait to see what you do next too.
I love it, man. Thank you so much. Love you loads, and I'm literally gonna send you my number through DM in about 2 minutes.
Okay, sick. Woo.
Get your coat, you've pulled, baby.